Today we are talking about some of the best ETF websites that you can use to figure out which ETFs to buy. And guess what? They're all free. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. Hey, my name's Robbie. I talk a lot about stocks, ETFs. I talk about what's going on in the market. And today, of course, I'm going to go over some of my favorite free websites that you can use to find ETFs. I've done so many videos on this channel about the different ETFs, comparisons of ETFs, which ETFs I like in the different categories, and I think this is going to be a good video. So let's go ahead and start off with my first pick. So we're going to start this off with the different fund companies. So if you have an account with TD Ameritrade, with Charles Schwab, with Vanguard, with Fidelity or something like that, you're going to have access to some good tools that you should be using to figure out which ETFs to buy. Now, I don't have a TD Ameritrade account, but I'm going to show you that you are able to use this website to find ETFs even if you don't have an account. So I'm going to type in a symbol here, XLV. So here you can see this actually spits out some different competitors and it shows you about XLV itself. So if we go down here, the summary of all these different ETFs, this is XLV right here on the left side. And you go down these rows here and you can see we have the health of it, we have the Morningstar ratings, we have the Morningstar return, we have all sorts of different things that you might want to see. And then there's the competitors to XLV, and you can compare XLV to these different ETFs. I didn't even have to put these in, it just spit it out for me. You can go to performance, you can see how that's looking, you can see all different sorts of different things by using this screener. You can also see ratings, portfolio, fees and management. So anything you want to see, you can come in, you can go to basically TD Ameritrade's website and you can find these things whenever you want to. Now, like I said, that's the first fund company, but there's all these different fund companies. I use Charles Schwab all the time on this channel, and I will show you real quick, if you've never watched my videos, what you can see here. So right now I'm in Schwab and I'm in the fund compare area. I'm going to type in XLV here and I'm going to hit enter and I'm going to see all the different things about XLV, kind of similar to like what we just saw with TD Ameritrade. And I can just type in other ones, let's say VTI. I know it's a very different ETF, but now you can compare VTI to XLV right here. You can see what it looks like and look at all the different things. You can see the expense ratio, gross expense, total assets, inception date. I mean, there's so many different points of data you can see here. There's options and analysis. There's opinions, not options and analysis. Opinions and analysis. You have performance and charts, you have portfolio, you have custom. You can do a lot of different things in this thing. And there's actually also something that I don't really talk about too much on this channel, but I do want to show you real quick, and that is the screener. So if I click screener here, this is something that a lot of people can really benefit, and I think pretty much all the different brokers are going to have access to this. So you can essentially build your own screen, so whatever you want. So if you want some basic info, so let's say you want a fund name, fund family, total assets, right? You only want funds that are a certain size, you could do that. You can type in a lot of different things here. You can do the portfolio, is it leveraged? You want to make sure there's no leveraged ETFs, no inverse ETFs, total holdings, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can go ahead and build a different screener to figure out what you like. Now you can create your own screen like I've done here, or you can go down here and you can look up the most popular predefined screens. So if you're looking for balanced ETFs, you could actually click this button. It's going to show you all the different ETFs that are balanced with a lot of different things here. You have the average volume, gross expense ratio, total assets, inception date, right? And you can go ahead and if you want to, you can just extract all of these by hitting export to CSV. It's going to give you an Excel file. So you can do that. You can see a lot of different data here. Now I'm just going to show you one more. So if you don't have a Fidelity account, you can go on to Fidelity. You just type this in. I got SCHD right here. I can see the different things, what's going on within SCHD. There's all different things you can see. Now you need to have an account if you want to see like ratings and analysis, if you want to do comparisons, right? So if I hit comparisons, I don't have this actual account. I don't have a Fidelity account, so I can't actually see the comparisons. So here, this kind of leads me to the other fact of this whole thing. So signing up for an account with Fidelity, signing up for an account with Charles Schwab, with TD Ameritrade, with Vanguard, it doesn't cost you anything. So if you don't have an account like this, then why don't you go ahead and just open one, right? So you can go ahead, you can open it, just use it for research if you want to, and get access to all these different things. So for example, if you use Robinhood doesn't have access to great analysis, right? There's not a lot of research that you can do in there. Same with M1 Finance, right? You really want to go with one of these bigger brokers, at least have an account open and get access to these different tools. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you don't care about opening up another brokerage account or whatever it is, then let's go to these other things that you can definitely still use. Next thing we have is ETFdbcom. There's a lot of different information you can see here. So on ETFdbcom, there's top news stories. So you can see things about news related to ETFs. Now, a good thing about this is the screener. So if you go to tools and data, you can hit screener, and if you go to the screener, you can go ahead, you can do, it's similar to what I showed you before with Charles Schwab. You can add the different things you'd like. Now, I find Charles Schwab to have a better screener. There's just more options, and I think it does a better job for me, but this is also very good. You can also hit comparison tool, so you can do a comparison just like I showed you before. So if you want to go here and you want to see, I'm just going to type in SPY versus IBV. You can see what's going on with SPY versus IBV, two S&P 500 ETFs. So these two right here just shows you comparison of the different ones. So you have the last trading price for the different ones. You have the different tickers. You have where the issuer is, so State Street and BlackRock. You have the expense ratios. You have all these different things that you might want to see. Definitely adequate. So if you don't have any other options, this is, I think, a good option. Again, I do like to see, I like what's going on more in Schwab's than this one, but you know what? This is also good. Another one we have is ETFdbcom. Now this one's good too. It's got a screener, so we can take a look at the screener here. Just like the ones we've showed you before, this has a lot of things you can type in here. You can go by asset class. You can go to, let's say you want to look at a bond ETF only. You can say Australian bonds, bank loans, Build America, all the different types of bonds. So for example, if you want municipal bond funds, that's an interesting one. We can go ahead and click that. So on the right side here, we can see the different California Muni Bond funds. So there's CMF, PWZ, FCAL, MMCI. It tells you the different assets. Of course, it's bonds, total assets, year-to-date change, different price returns and things like that. So you can see some decent information in this website as well. Now this ETF's a lot different than the other ones I've showed you. This is called ETFrc.com, and the thing I like about this is it shows you the overlap of the different ETFs. So if you want to type in, for example, SPY versus Triple Q, you go find overlap. It's actually going to show you all the different overlapping ETFs, or I'm sorry, overlapping stocks inside the two different ETFs, and you can see there's 40% of stocks that are overlapping in these two ETFs. 79 different holdings, and then that's of the SPY ETF, it's 15.7%. Of Triple Q, it's 77.5%. So if you're trying to figure out a portfolio of different ETFs and you want to see if there's too much overlap between some of those, maybe you want to keep it under a certain percentage, this is a great website to use. Another awesome website that we have here is the US News Rankings. So they do a lot of different rankings of different ETFs. So if you want to see, just kind of jump in there and say, okay, what's the best large growth ETF? You can come over here. It's usnews.com/investing/ranking/ETFs. I'm going to go over to large growth. And you can see, according to US News, what they think are the best ETFs for large cap growth. So JP Morgan US Momentum Factor ETF is their number one. JMOM is the ticker symbol. So you can look through this. You can see all the different potential ETFs that they like as the best one. So it's a great way to go ahead and kind of let's say you look for the top maybe 10 ETFs that this website thinks is the best, and then you can kind of try to narrow it down from there. Okay, so the last website I got for you today is TradingView. You can sign up for a free account. You don't have to pay for it, but there is an option to pay, and you get basically more benefits if you do pay. I actually have a free account, which I'm probably upgrading very soon, but right now this is just a free account, and it allows you to draw different things on there. You can put indicators, you can do drawings, you can look at all sorts of different things to figure out technical analysis of different ETFs. And what's great about this is you can compare the different returns. So for example, let's say I want to compare SCHD to VYM. I go ahead, I click VYM, I'm gonna add this on here. I'm gonna actually take this off of the candlesticks. I'm going to make this a line chart, and I can go back and look, and I'm also going to take some of these indicators and stuff off. So now we got the two price returns of these two different ETFs. Now you can make this so it's reinvesting dividends, and by doing that you're going to hit adjust. And this adjust button is going to allow you to adjust by reinvesting the dividends. So it's going to show you the returns with the dividends reinvested. If you take it off, it's just the price returns of the ETFs. So that's it. Those are my favorite websites to use to find ETFs. They're all free. You can sign up for some of them. Some of them you have to sign up for. Some of them you just go on the website and use them. So all different options for you to use. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see ETF videos on specific ETFs, comparing ETFs, also videos about the market, different stocks, tons of different great things. And in the description below, we have affiliate links. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead and take a look at some of those links. If there's something you want to sign up for that you're interested in, please use one of those links that supports my channel. And also, I got another video coming up. You should probably watch that on the end screen right now.